And so then, we all just started calling him Dad. And
every time he touched the ball,
every time you
guys started cheering and chanting, and I was like, this man is trying to play it. He's trying to get something, bro. Leave him alone, bro. You're gonna love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday.
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
Never. Yo. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the Mixtape 615 podcast, baby. And this is the place to be. If you are a Nashville Soccer Club fan, or you're just trying to see what's going on with them boys in gold, then I invite you to lock in with us real quick. Yo. I'm your boy, Tunj. I'm gonna shorten it this time, you know what I mean? Tunj is Tunji, but Tunj, that's a new AKA Young Turtle, the soccer face, SF Doom, the big kahuna munching on a little tuna sandwich. Yo, we're like, what are we, like a week out from the Dominican Republic? But when I'm in the Dominican, well, it's like a week, right?
It is 2 days, I think 9 days.
9 days. In 9 days. Llame steam papi, por favor. Gracias. Yo, it's Wednesday night. I'm at Southside Kitchen and Pub chilling, but they keep passing me half off whiskeys, and they know I just got a paycheck, so I am way too lit. Either way, they also know me as Mr. Sipping Mai Tais on this beach in Belize, feeling cool like a summer breeze, aka the dude walking down Broadway with the cleanest pair of Jordan 1s that you ever did see. Yo, golden boy, golden voice. When I'm in Chicago, call me Chicago Mike, excuse me. And this is a Mixtape 615 podcast. Yo, Austin, can you tell them who you are, please?
I can tell them who I am. My name is Austin, a.k.a. Ginger Snap, a.k.a. Wild Main. That's what you know me on the Capo stand. A.k.a. Chicky Parm, because I like switching mine up a little bit because I don't have as many as Tunji. That's all right. Switch mine up. That's all right. AKA Red Beard, and then last but not least, the fumbling Dublin. Here we go. Logan, tell me who you are.
This is Logan, aka Beer Main, aka Mr. Roboto, aka Coach Carson, aka Dr. Love tonight as we just finished our
Dr. Love.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Is this Mixtape After Dark? What's going on?
They had their Valentine's Day dance. It was a lot of fun with all the little ones. So I had to be there to host and chaperone and everything. It was a lot of fun though. Got to dance with a lot of my favorite students. They had a blast. Some of them definitely avoided me because of this fit. If you are listening to it and not watching on YouTube, you should definitely do both. But
here, I'll set the mood for Dr. Love. Here, look. If you got, there we go. Go red.
There we go. Let's get it all on red. Nice. But yeah, I'm in a red bow tie, red suspenders, red fedora, kind of a pink-ish shirt. It is definitely Valentine's Day out, and it is happy Valentine's Day to you guys because we love you guys and we love you for listening to us, because this is the Mixtape 615 podcast brought to you by the Mixtape 615 supporter group, the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville and all of soccer and all the universe and the multiverse. You know it is. And if you want to jump in, which you know you do, if you want to jump in with us, just go to mixtape615.com. That is mixtape615.com to join in on our 2024 season, because we run this pitch. We are running this podcast from new signings, from seeing Acosta, which Austin has been all over, signing with Chicago.
Shame, bro. I told you.
Blue cards coming into leagues in Europe. There is a lot of soccer news out there, but we are bringing it all the way back to Nashville SC to talk to you guys. Yeah. And Tunji has he's got some more when it comes to Gary to get off his chest this week.
I've got to get some stuff off my chest.
We're going to give him the floor.
I can't wait any longer, bro. I can't wait any longer because I've been telling y'all about your boy Gary, okay? Look, let's get into it. All right. Last week, we know that we talked a little bit about formations all throughout X this week. I've seen a lot of like people talking about the formations, trying to guess what formation we might come out in the Champions Cup and just for the start of the season with all these new additions, which we will get into that later. I went back in 2023 and I was like, you know what was going on with our formations then? Like, I honestly didn't really know. So what I found was, I had the spreadsheets out, dude. I was doing all types.
This dude did lots of work. What calculations, so man. Trust him when he tells you.
It was very impressive.
Of the many, it wasn't even, I can't even say many. He maybe had like maybe 5 or 6 different starting lineups that he went with, right? Gary did. What I found was there was one lineup in particular that he loved. Like, he was obsessed with it. This guy could not get away from it. And it's the one we all know. It's the 4-4-2.
It's the basics.
How many times do you guys think he used the 4-4-2? Anybody? Does anyone know?
Put it in the chat if you or the comments if you're commenting. So comment,
but do it before you hear the
we'll wait. We'll pause.
Now.
Hold on. We'll pause. We'll wait.
Logan. Okay. I want to know how many times of the many games. What was it, like 40 games?
There was 34
when we could include the.
So let's
regular season. I looked at every game we played.
I mean, it's got to be more than half. I'm gonna go 20 out of the 34.
Man, Austin, why'd you have to take my answer? I was literally thinking 20. I was like, it's got to be 20 to 22. I'm gonna say 22.
20 to 22. Okay. All right. Okay. You guys are a little overzealous. I'm not even gonna.
Oh, really? I mean, okay. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna pull him back. I'm gonna go with my original thoughts.
Okay. You 16. Both went over.
16.
Okay. All right. So out of the 47 games, you're saying he used the 4-4-2 16 times.
Correct.
You are correct, sir.
Oh, wow.
I know that's very including leagues. That's including.
I said 47 games. That's every game.
47 I just realized 16 times.
That's every game they played from February 25th, 2023 to November 7th, 2023. He used a 4-4-2 16 times. He walked away with 8 ties, 3 wins, and 5 losses.
Ooh.
8 ties.
Was that his most
3 wins and 5 losses.
And that was his most used formation, correct?
That was his most used formation. Now, if you remember,
I'm keeping track. That's 14.
Are we keeping track?
He brought
that's
notes
14
out,
points,
ladies and gentlemen. He brought notes out.
That's okay. That's 14 points from that formation. All right, give us some more.
Okay. Now we just need to focus on one other formation. That's actually wait. The 4-4-2. Yeah. We just need to focus on one other formation. It's the 4-3-1-2. Right? He played in that formation 7 times.
Similar, just bringing one more on the attack, but similar formation.
Every time they started a game in the 4-3-1-2, they won. 100% win rate, 21 points compared to the 17 points you got from the 16 times you played in the 4-4-2. Guys, I don't expect everyone that's listening to this to understand what the 4-4-2 is or why it's good or why it's bad or what the 4-3-1-2 is and why it's good and why it's bad.
Points for anybody who doesn't know. A win nets you 3 points. A tie nets you 1. So.
Exactly. So that's what we're playing for. It's not just the W's. We're playing for these points.
Yeah.
He used the one formation 7 times and won every time. Why is he not using this formation more? I don't know.
Did he use it throughout the year, or was it towards the beginning or end?
This was throughout the year.
It was placed there a few different times throughout the year.
I get game planning, right? I really do understand game planning. Like, he's thinking certain opponents, they might come out in this formation. So that means that this formation is better to use. I'm not buying that, like, hey, you only needed to use that 7 times this year. I think if you're looking at the numbers, maybe figure out how to use that more. I don't know. What do you think, Logan?
I mean, I don't disagree with your logic. I mean, you do have, and you know, just like you said, there is game planning around different teams. Different teams play different styles. But that sounds like he was almost, I mean, out of 16, half of it you're tying. and the majority of the other time you're losing. And so you're oh man, like,
these were against like a lot of the 4-4-2, and again, a lot of 4-4-2, especially when you're using it 16 times. These were against very strong opponents. A lot of the 4-3-1, some of the 4-3-1-2 was against weaker opponents, and it's such a small sample size that it's hard. You know, it's even hard for me to get out here and say, I mean, like, hey, playing the 4-3-1-2 more. But I'm looking at like that's out of the norm. You use that 7 times and got seven wins.
So why not play
21 points
against the stronger opponents? Why are we not playing that? Do we not trust our midfield enough to hold up with only 3? Are we? Because our back line,
I see where you're going there, but here's what I would say we are. I see where you're going, but like, dude, the 4-4-2 is actually that when we talk about the midfield and it being not a good team last year or not a good part of our team last year, it's because they keep using the 4-4-2. It is an outdated technique. It is an outdated formation.
It's the first formation.
The good teams don't use it anymore.
No, it's the first formation that you learn when you're little.
And that's why. And if that's the reason, that's the first formation. So okay, great. So, and that's a great, that's a great reason for a coach to use it when you're pulling people from all different places, right? Like from Venezuela, from South America, from England, and from the States. It's good to use something basic.
You don't know each other. Right,
but it's too basic though. It leaves you thin in the middle. But like I've been bashing the 4-4-2 this whole time.
I understand that. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I think as far as Gary goes, he did have a few, not a lot, but a few different people come in halfway through the season last year. Kind of midway through, you had Grey Goose come in and kind of go at the same time. You had Sam Surge step in.
He barely played, bro.
I know, but you had Sam Surge step in. You had brand new people come in with Schaffelberg and Fafa Pico. So like having a 4-4-2 is important to make sure that everyone understands where their positions are, how they play with each other, things like that. But that's not something that you hold on to throughout the year. I that's kind of what I think you're saying, and I can understand if we started with a 4-4-2 this year, but that thing better move quick, in my opinion.
Well, that's what you need, dude. Like to have to run a 4-4, and I'm just gonna end it on this because I like this is I am not the gaffer. I'm not Gary. I do not know how to run a soccer team. I'm just a dude in an armchair with some numbers in front of me, and I'm asking questions.
Yeah,
but. What I do know about a 4-4-2, if you're going to use a 4-4-2, you have to have quick midfielders who all have like sound techniques on the ball. When I say sound techniques, I mean like, they got to know how to use their foot to touch the ball in any which way, right? Like they got to know how to use every part of their foot to affect how that ball spins, how that ball goes, and they got to be quick with it. Also, your defenders have to almost share like one mind with those midfielders, right? They have to know when to move up and help out because the midfield can be left so vulnerable in that position. Yeah. Did you guys feel like we had any of those things that I described last year?
Yeah,
Austin, what do you like? Do you think we had any of that last year?
At certain points, we did.
Quick who was our quick midfielder?
I mean,
when we brought Hani back into the midfield, like when we actually played, with him back, we saw a couple formations when we ran a 4-4-2 and we had Fafa and Teal up top.
Yeah.
We saw that a couple of times when we brought Hani back, and I thought that's when we ran it successfully.
Yeah,
but I was actually looking back
into that.
Yeah, it kind of more went to that 4-3-1-2. And when I looked back at Tunji's spreadsheet, we did it against who was like top 2 teams in the league this year. We had Columbus, who won the MLS Cup, and then wasn't St. Louis the top of the West this year? We beat both of them in the season, scoring 3 goals in each of those games with that 4-3-1-2. If I look back,
who is those teams? Say that again.
Columbus and St. Louis.
Who was Columbus last year?
I mean, the MLS Cup
supporter shield winner. Yeah,
and we spanked them.
Now, if we look back, I actually look back at that spreadsheet as well. Look at the goals that we scored in that formation: 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a day. Yeah.
The goals allowed
Gary.
in all of those games combined were over
Listen to what this
only
man
3
is
goals
saying.
allowed.
Listen to both of these men and what they're saying on this.
Look, we scored more goals in one match than we did allowed in all 7 of those matches.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we not running that formation more? Thank you, Tunji, for running that statistic. Can you send that to Gary? Do we have his email? I mean, come on now.
I'll airdrop it to him at the game.
There we go. On his iPhone.
Wow.
Assuming he has an iPhone. He seems like an Android guy to me.
Yeah, he's an Android. He's an Android user there.
Samsung. Yep.
He's got a flip phone. Because he's running his formation like he's still got a flip phone.
Golly. He still thinks the Razor's cool.
But no, I think that this is really good eye-opening for me. I mean, because I was more in favor of the 4-4-2 if we ran that diamond in the middle and we had more people strong going more of that attacking style. But I think my style of the 4-4-2, when we talked formations last week, I did a 4-4-1-1, but it was with Tyler Boyd as the attacking center mid in addition to Hani Mukhtar. So it's kind of similar to this. Like I was saying, we have to get more of an attacking, but after I'm seeing this spreadsheet, why are we not running a 4-3-1-2?
I wish
it makes no sense. It makes 0 sense.
Yeah. Well, some of the things that do make some sense now is some of the new signings that we've added, and we're gonna talk about that next.
Hey, Mixtape 615, are you ready for the 2024 season? We want you to join us. Join our supporters group. It is the dopest supporters group in all of Nashville. So sign up right now at mixtape615.com and rock your 2024 membership scarf so you can show off and say, we run this pitch. Imagine standing on the field, feeling the energy of the game close up, all of the energy of the stadium. That's a reality for our members. You can get on-field opportunities, plus get access to our tailgates where you'll bond with fellow fans over great food, soccer passion, and don't miss out on our epic away game watch parties. So sign up now, mixtape615.com, and join for the 2024 season.
We had 3 new signings. All happened pretty close, and I would almost venture to say because of our special match that we had the ability to go see at Geodis against Birmingham Legion. We had some serious play there. It was a lot of fun. I know that you guys got to go. I wish I could have. I was teaching at the time. It's kind of hard to leave a teaching job to go watch a game and justify that to your principal. So
no, you're sick.
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't sick. He kind of knew that. But we signed 3 guys, one of which was signed on that day. Tunji got to be there, especially with Isaiah Jones.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Brother, it was fun to be in that press conference.
Yeah, brother plays at Lipscomb, or just got done playing at Lipscomb. Was taken in the super draft, right? He was number
8th pick in the super draft. A Lipscomb product. Lipscomb has got some good things going on over there.
They're
in soccer.
Great. Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the soccer, the European football world.
Yeah. And then there's
we'll probably be doing a mixtape watch party over there sometime, watching those guys, because I mean they were number 1 overall and then number 8 overall.
They're good team.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
They got a good program.
We also got Amar Sadiq. I think that's how it's or Sajdik. However you say his name.
Close enough.
He's great. And then
close enough.
And then there's Daddy Boyd.
Big Daddy Boyd.
or otherwise known as Brent Coleman. Brent Coleman came from. Oh yeah, that was something that I heard a lot about. And if you look,
you had to be there,
Instagram,
bro. You had to be there. It was it was a moment, bro. It dude,
it's all over Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Like literally, if you look at all of the socials, once they said they signed him, I can't tell you how many times I counted people commenting in the comments. Dad is here. We're so excited, Daddy. Like I'm like,
so
what?
Curious where that came from. We were literally sitting there, like a lot of the supporters all were sitting during the preseason match, and Grant, who's a part of Roadies, we were looking at him, and he was like, "Who is that guy?" Because none of us really knew who he was until we really looked him up. And I just made a joke because he looks a little bit older. I mean, he's only 33. He's my age. I can't say that's old, well, maybe I can. I feel old now. But he looked older than the rest of the guys out there. And I just made the offhand joke that it was Tyler Boyd's dad. And so then, we all just started calling him Dad. And
every time he touched the ball,
every time you
guys started cheering and chant, and I was like, this man is trying to play it. He's trying to get signed, bro. Leave him alone, bro.
We got him signed, man. We got him signed.
Honestly, I think so. Dude,
fan favorite immediately.
Taylor Washington like brought him over to the sideline after the game and told him to take a bow. I was like, you earned that bow. That's awesome. Mr. Brett. I'm calling him Brett. That's not my dad, but I'm calling him Brett.
Now, y'all got to see him
when he came over. We also got a family picture, is what I called it.
We can post it up. We can post it up for you guys to see. You gotta love a good family photo, right? You gotta love it. Oh, look at him. But you guys actually got to watch him play. Yes, no. Do you think it's a good signing, Austin?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's got like 114 league matches with MLS. So he's got some playing time under his belt. He knows what he's doing when he's out there. I think that with the injuries that we had with Lucas McNaughton and Walker Zimmerman last year, we needed to shore up our center backs. And watching him play, and in a preseason match like that, you hear a whole lot more of the players talking on the field. And that dude was commanding the back line. He was screaming, like yelling at people, knowing where everyone was, directing. So I really, really liked seeing that, because that's really what Walker does. And with him being out, I think it's really important to have somebody like that veteran presence who's seen a thing or two, knows what he's doing back there. So I'm excited about it.
Okay. Tunji, he came from Minnesota. We beat Minnesota in Leagues Cup last year, 5-0.
Minnesota?
Dude, do you trust him leading our back line? I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just asking. You also watched him play. What do you think?
Well, I at the time I didn't know that he had played for Minnesota. I think someone had said it, but I wasn't really paying attention. Like, look, I mean, Minnesota's had a good team in the past, like in the last 2 years. I think last year, especially in the Leagues Cup, we didn't get the real Minnesota. I mean, I hate to say it, but like they were having an off year. I forgot his name now, but their main player didn't even show up for like half the season. Like he came in like in the middle of the season. So we can't really base. I mean, this is a Nashville SC pod. I don't really want to talk about Minnesota like that.
Exactly.
But this guy, Brent Coleman, Dad, Papa.
I was gonna say,
Papa, as he's
Padre,
Papa. He, what I saw from him was exactly what Austin was saying. I mean, like he was out there being vocal. I mean, he put on his dad voice. He's like, "Yo, stay up!" And look, I know we're not talking about him. I know we're not talking about him. But him and Julian Gaines. Mackenzie Gaines' little brother was also trying for the team.
Dude, look,
and he was the one that actually got one of the winning. He drew his level goal. Yeah, did he get the winning one, or did he draw his level?
He got the winning goal. Yeah,
he got the winning goal. But him and Papa were having a amazing like connection. Like I saw them like talking to. I saw him kind of like directing him, but like Julian was out there hustling, man. That's what a guy who I really hope makes the team. I'm happy that this guy made it. Like if he gives us any sort of like leader, veteran like presence, good. I don't think he's going to see much time on the pitch, but I mean, all I know is look, if you're here for that, like to replace that Dax McCarty hole, that veteran hole, or to like help replace, because no one man can fill Dax's shoes for Nashville SC. But if he's an attempt at that, fine. Give us some veteran. Like we need to get younger, but we still need to have a rock. And if that's him, cool. Yeah, he was cool. Afterwards, when he came over to the sideline, I mean, he seemed like a regular guy, which is refreshing.
Well, we also signed Amar Sidic. He is a 27-year-old who just came in.
It has a P in the middle. I don't know.
Sadiq. It's either way.
We should know this.
He has come in. He played
good too.
At Montreal. He's played at Atlanta. So he's been at a couple different teams in his career, and now is in Nashville. He's a German American, so very similar to how Hani's set up. What are your thoughts on him? Because y'all again got to see him play. Quick thoughts.
I thought it was dirty that they gave him. Was he not wearing the number 6 in that preseason match?
Yeah, he was.
I thought it was dirty. Like he came from Atlanta, where
that's not your number.
and then he was wearing the number 6, and he looked good out there, low center of gravity, whatnot. Yep. Like the guy's got.
Yeah, he's a shorter. How tall is he? Does it say?
I don't know, but like you could tell he was a shorter gentleman, which can be beneficial when you're playing soccer. Yeah. That's one of those things where actually in this sport, being shorter isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like you're not going to win a bunch of headers unless you got like amazing hops. 5'10", but like having that low center of gravity like can help you turn on a dime type of thing.
Yeah.
Hey man, like and again, when he was out, what I was seeing was he another person you can add to that midfield that makes sensible passes. Sensible pass. Say it with me, everyone. Sensible passes. That's what we need, bro.
Yeah, we saw him doing that, and he was on the field the same time that Brian Anunga was. And which one looked better?
Oh, I mean, to be fair,
I'd say rhymes with Schmadam. Adam, that guy. Amar. Amar. Sorry, I'm gonna call him Adam from now on.
Oh god.
Yeah,
but no. Amar looked better. I mean, he was more conscious, like what you were saying, made more sensible passes. He did he assist? He might have assisted on Julian Gaines's goal.
Yeah, I mean, look. We don't know. We've seen some stuff from him. The team's seen enough to want to sign him. But like, honestly, man, like I think one of the most like interesting signings that we made is the Isaiah Jones.
Yeah.
Like homegrown. he another homegrown, like that shows you
big deal.
It's a big deal. Like that's where some of these teams
he's played in Huntsville. We've seen him play in Huntsville down there. And
he played in the Golden Mine Academy. I don't know if he's played for Huntsville yet.
No, he's got a Huntsville kit. You can look it up. He's actually number 14 for Huntsville. But
did he play last year?
Yep. So the biggest thing I think is what we need to look out of him is the fact that he's already knowing our system. He already understands what Gary looks for, what Gary wants. So I think it's going to be a good fit for him to easily go in. Tunji, you said you got to hear him talk, and how he talked, he sounded confident.
No, he didn't sound that confident, but he's 17 years old. He's 17 years old. He sounded like a young kid. Yeah. And that's great because he is a young kid. And I love to see that. He was there with his family. They were all sitting right in front of me. He came, like, one thing he did do that was very impressive. I'll tell you what, Sam Surridge didn't do this. When they introduced him, like afterwards, they let him, like, he literally walked down off this podium and came and like greeted every supporter and like shook each and every one of our hands. Cool. That was so cool.
Another thing
he also said that he said that Nashville SC, like the whole organization, he said, doesn't matter if you're on the youth team and the youth level, the MLS Next Pro team, he said, or the main team, everyone, it feels like family. And you know, like that's one of those things that kind of touched me. I was like, wow, that shows you that we hope. I mean, if what he's saying is true, and he doesn't just have the rose-colored glasses on, if what he's saying is true, is like, hey, we are building a special organization, and that's what gets you championships. That's what gets you cups. That's what gets you to be one of the teams that people really want to follow and cheer and support.
Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah, it was a good signing. I don't know how much more. I doubt we're gonna see him in the Nashville SC kit this coming season. Maybe an Open Cup, but we'll probably see him a lot for Huntsville, which is good.
Well, I know he took a few pictures. We've seen those, go up on socials everywhere. Austin, thoughts on Isaiah? You saw him go. What are your thoughts?
So I think it's a really cool signing. I think, he played for Huntsville City for a little bit. I think he played like 7 games last year. He only started like 4. No goals, no assists, but his contribution is like still ongoing. We'll see what he's got. I think it's going to be a pretty good addition. I think it's cool to see somebody coming out of the academy and repping Nashville big. all the way the way through.
Well, repping Nashville is huge, and that is actually what's about to happen this weekend. We've got our jersey reveal, but even more awesome is we are doing our first ever tifo painting as a community within Nashville, not just the supporter groups. And I want to talk about how infectious that can be with you guys right after this break.
You guys know I'll be too lit on Wednesdays at Southside Kitchen and Pub, but it does not have to be a Wednesday for you to get too lit with me at any of our away watch parties. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Mixtape615 for all watch party information so you can get in the mix with us, me, Logan, and Ginger Snap. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Mixtape 615 podcast. We are talking everything tifo. And as you can see, we're talking about how infectious it can be, because if you didn't know, the word tifo is actually an Italian word. It refers to the typhus fever, which can cause an outbreak of delirium in those who suffer it. And I think that it is appropriate that all of the big banners, the big signs, the big everything that you see from that supporter section that gets thrown up, these massive things are called tifos, because you got to be a little delirious and crazy to be a part of that, because we are a little sick when we come to our supporter.
We're all a little crazy, but it's the best part of being.
That's what being a supporter is, bro. You're a little unbalanced.
Yep. But
or is it imbalanced or unbalanced? I don't know.
Unbalanced. You could be unbalanced. You can have imbalance and be unbalanced.
Out.
Yep. All right. So, but anyways, I think that is really, really appropriately named, because I love the support that comes from that, and like the craziness that you see in a supporter section. And so if you've looked throughout soccer all across the world, you see tifos going up like crazy, whether it's little cardboard signs where they flip them on one side, flip them over. Those are really cool. Whether it's big, huge banners that get strung up. You've seen
anime
multiple
inspired.
things. You've seen, I think LAFC had like a Gogeta one from Dragon Ball Z, which was awesome one time.
Bayern Munich,
and Flares. Oh yeah, they did. But we're going to bring it back, and we want to talk about, just what a tifo means to us, and what are some of our favorite tifos that Nashville SC has done, because this is a Nashville SC podcast. We want to keep it here. We can talk about our favorite tifos from around the world maybe another day. But Tunji, you've kind of been with this team, followed this team longer than myself and Logan. You go all the way back to the USL days. So talk to us about, some of your favorites. What is that main tifo that kind of stuck out to you? And what do tifos themselves just mean to you?
Oh man, tifos, I'll start with what they mean, man. Tifos are a physical expression of one's love for the team and one's like true, like sincere urge to be that like 12th man, I guess, in soccer and football, to get your team across the finish line, to get those 3 points, to make that like title run, whatever it is, to get that win, man. Tifos are just like another thing. Like I truly believe that the more I fan out, the more out of control, like I can put my passion in front of the team, the guys, the better they play. It's weird. I don't know. But There's one tifo I remember that from the USL days that like really, really stood out to me, man. Like, and it's like probably one of our worst ones. Yeah, I'll tell you why. You guys know who Tim Howard is, right?
Yeah.
Former United States men's goalkeeper. Currently, I believe he does he do Premier League mornings or whatever with I think he does. Well, anyways, he's
the I think still has the record for most saves in a World Cup match, which was like I don't remember how many saves, 28. But it was against Belgium. Back in the 2010.
Yeah, too bad he doesn't have a cup, a World Cup to show for it. I don't care about this.
He's got a record,
17th place. But like, so this is what we did. And it's your favorite team, Logan. Memphis 901. One of their first year in existence.
But
their first year in USL. It's your favorite team. That's who you are. You're a Memphis 901
favorite USL
team. You're parading as a Nashville SC
favorite USL team.
So our first game, I can't remember, it was our first game. I think it was our first game, home game against them. You know, there's a lot of back and forth on back then it was called Twitter for you youngins.
On Twitter.
And what we did was just a big faux pas. Just a huge faux pas in the supporter culture. We went to, I don't even know where they went to get this thing. It was like freaking like it was is Kinko still a thing? Like, I
mean, I don't know where FedEx office, but yeah,
I don't know. But they've got this big like poster printed out, like nylon or whatever poster, plastic poster, and it had like Tim Howard showing like his tattoo on his butt that said I think it said "Gold Done Rust." I don't know if we put that. If that's the actual tattoo. Dude, printing a tifo is a huge no-no in supporter culture war. You just don't do that. It's like that is like the definition of like entitled fans and whatnot. Like it was a bad look, but for me, it was like one of those like learning moments as like a supporter fan base. And I didn't care. I honestly didn't care that dude, I'm telling you, like we were all over Twitter, Reddit. People were roasting us, but I did not care because one, it was a funny tifo. Like forget the fact that we printed this thing and then painted with our own hands and blood and sweat and tears because we were working people, you know. What we did was, if you didn't realize, Tim Howard is a part owner of Memphis 901. So we had a tifo of him against his team showing his butt. That, you know what I mean? It's a classic tifo in Nashville Soccer Club world. That's will forever live on in infamy for me.
That's awesome. Logan, sorry, your thoughts on that?
I was going to say he's a minority owner and the sporting director for Memphis 901 FC.
Wow.
Yep.
Biggest troll move in Nashville SC history.
One of them, sure.
I'm saying biggest.
All right. Well, Logan, what is kind of your big tifo that sticks out to you, that you had the most fun or that meant the most to you? And also, you know, again, same thing. What do tifos mean to you?
I mean, those kind of go hand in hand for me because tifos in general mean to me. It just means camaraderie and togetherness. Like it really is a group of people getting together to show that love physically for their club. And it's fun. Like there's drinking, there's fun, just like you would at any other,
that's why he likes.
I mean, any other soccer event. No, but it's just like any other soccer event where you're joining together and truly just celebrating. You're chanting, you're having fun with your fellow supporters, and it's just a cool way to show out a unique sign. And yeah, it's only seen for a minute and a half. But it is iconic nonetheless, and I think it's great. As far as one of my favorites that I've seen Nashville SC use, I've been involved on a couple. I know you guys know that. For those of you who are listening, I was involved heavily in the Man in Black tifo. I was involved with a few that Mixtape and La Brigada have done. But my favorite tifo that I've seen us do is probably our Band of Brothers tifo. It showcased a lot of our players in a really cool way, and it was also a way to kind of say like we're banding together behind our team. our team is a band of brothers. Well, we are a band of brothers behind our team as well. And so I think that's just, it shows the camaraderie. It shows the love that we have for our team and friends. And it's amazing. I love it. I actually love being a part of TIFOs. It is a lot of physical work, but worth every minute of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, tifos themselves, like I said at the beginning, you see them all across the world. They mean so much to the culture of soccer. And also, like, if it's the right tifo at the right time, it can really motivate the team. They can get excited about that and then come out swinging whenever that whistle blows to start the match. One of my favorite tifos was actually it was the first one that I actually got to be a part of and helping paint. And that's why it sticks out to me a little bit more. Also, just the meaning of what it is. But it was actually the Juneteenth tifo from 2022. So it was the first year in Geodis. It was the 1 year anniversary of Mixtape as a supporters group. So all of that, just what it meant to everyone that I had grown close to in the soccer world, in the Nashville world, was this kind of was a big representation of that. And honestly, it just looked cool. It looked really cool. It was a big, the big fist, and it had the Nashville ends throughout it, and then had the big Juneteenth across the across or around the circle.
Dude, that one made some news.
Dude, ISC had it as one of the top tifos.
But it made like a publication. I can't remember what it was, Newsweek or something like that.
It made some local news, but I think Newsweek.
No, it made national news
today. USA Today or Newsweek. Somebody put it nationally out there.
Yeah, someone did.
So it was a heck of a.
It was tifo. USA Today. It was USA Today. I'm pretty sure.
And just seeing that big tifo across the entire banner. It was also Father's Day, which was kind of cool. So I got to bring my daughter to her first match and got to see that. So it was just a really cool kind of special day, special core memory for me. And seeing just that. And the camaraderie of the supporters coming together, putting that thing together, because also it wasn't just a mixtape, tifo. It was all of the different supporters across the backline were coming and working on it, and it was really cool. Got to meet some people through that, but just seeing that camaraderie, that was a really special moment. And special for the sport, special for the team, I think, and then special, obviously, for Mixtape, as the Mixtape 615. If y'all didn't know, was founded on Juneteenth, 2021, correct? I believe was when it was founded as a supporters group. So it's really cool just seeing all of that. So any final thoughts on tifos from either of you?
I got one. One of the, I think you hit it right there too. And Logan, you alluded to this too, is like being part of this. And I select because I never get to go to, like, the actual like painting and all that stuff. I always miss them, sometimes on purpose. You
have to be crazy to give that time to this.
It's one of these things where you like, it really brings people together. Like what I do see when I do get involved in it is like, some of the people that you are like sitting side by side every week with, cheering with, maybe sharing a beer with at a watch party, and you don't know them that well. Like when you guys show up to like tifo painting, whatever it is, when it's involved with a tifo, you really get to know them a lot deeper, and you realize, oh, this person is on that same level with me when it comes to this club. And that's like a whole nother bond that you create. So it's an interesting.
We're both
if you've never painted a tifo, if you've never been part of tifo like creation process, just jump in at any point and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I think, Tunji, that's exactly what I was going to say, is just how much more you can jump in with people. I mean, with the exception of the printed tifo that you brought up, I mean, that's really but that's really what we do when it comes to Nashville. And even though we actually printed one last year for our United team, which is our Special Olympics team that we have with Nashville SC, we did a printed tifo for them. But what was cool is like, they I think it was a couple of them actually helped us design it, which was so cool. So again, how much it means to the team and how much it means to the fans to really be able to be a part of it is just huge. And, I know I've said it before to anybody and everybody who asks me how much I love Nashville SC. And I know you guys have heard me say it, but you get so much more out of being a fan, the more you give back to the club and the more you put into your effort of fandom.
Yeah, I mean, being in a supporters group, being at the tailgates, at the watch parties, in that supporters section, you get so much more out of the sport and out of the games and matches whenever you're actually in that environment. So absolutely. Well, we're talking tifos. We've got a really cool opportunity this Saturday, February 17th. At Geodis Park. They're doing a big jersey reveal. So the new jersey, I know we talked about it. We'll see what it looks like, whether it was the one that we were all complaining about or whether they did something a little better for it. We'll see. But at that, we're actually doing a big community tifo. And this is special because, like I said, we talked about the camaraderie between all of the supporters groups. We're actually opening it up to more than just the supporters groups to help paint and be a part. So if you're there, you come hang out with us. It's from noon to 6, I believe.
Yeah, it's a long day.
It is a long event.
Full of music and fun and food, but the tifo painting is a big part of that, and we want all of you guys there with us.
Yeah, so come on,
come say hi to us. Let us know that
say hey to us. Yeah, throw your paint on the tifo, have some fun with it. We'll kind of guide you through what that is, and it'll be a really good time. But that's going to wrap us for another episode of the Mixtape 615 podcast. So thank you to all of our listeners. Big love to you guys. Yep, episode 17, getting close to that episode 20 mark.
Mackenzie Gaines' number, right?
What, 17? Yeah, Mackenzie Gaines' number. There we go. This is the Mackenzie Gaines episode.
Our new sign. Dedicated.
But hey, thank you guys for continuing to listen. We could not do this without you. Another person we could not do without is Doug Branson, who puts all of this together, all the graphics, all of the editing. He pours so much into it as well. So thank you. Big shout out to you, Doug. You are the real MVP. And don't forget to stay connected. Hit us up on mixtape615.com. Join in for the 2024 season. Get in the mix. We want you to be a part, and hit us up on our socials. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, at Mixtape 615. And for all of our video content, you can find us at YouTube. It's at Mixtape 615 Pod, at Mixtape 615 POD on YouTube. And so that's going to wrap us. So keep it real, keep it vibing. Till next
Valentine's
episode.
Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's, and Mixtape 615 signing off.